So as a coach, when you look at a championship performance like this for DC, what part of this deserves the most credit? Is it the execution? Is it just his ability to sort of rise to the occasion in a big spot? What is it about Daniel Cormier that comes away to you as being
Oh,
most impressive?
I mean, to me, I'm going to go a little different route. I mean, the guy's 39 years old.
Yeah, there you
He's
go.
a great analyst. He's got another job. I mean, he's fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world against a guy who's, like again, was the best heavyweight ever. He had the most title defenses, whatever he had. I mean, he's got other things going on. He's got a family. He's an analyst. He's 39 years old. That's the things that that guy loves to fight, man. That's a guy that's very comfortable in there. He's cerebral, and that's really what really impresses me about him, man. Look, it's just how articulate he is after the fight, before the fight. Just a good dude. I think Dana did a great job. He's great for the organization. He's a great ambassador, and yeah, I mean, I don't think that's easy when you're looking at 40. I swear to God, I
Yeah.
can't believe that could be easy. But he's been able to, you know, stay in. Not. I don't want to say. I mean, I don't think he's had that many injuries. I mean, he looks like he's been able to stay the course in a really, really brutal sport and great competition. And yeah, I can't say enough about that, man. I'm really impressed with what he did, and kind of, I thought Stipe looked like he was going to be a little too much for him the first couple of minutes, but man, he just weathered whatever it was, and that dirty boxing was beautiful.
Ray, where do you put him in the conversation now? Because he was one of the greatest before. He just beat the greatest heavyweight of all time. You have guys like George St. Pierre who have won two belts, two different weight classes. You have the very skillful Demetrius Johnson, who's been unbeatable at his weight class. BJ Penn did it. Conor McGregor did it. Randy Couture. Where would you put him as one of the greatest of all time?
I put him ahead of all those guys you mentioned. I
Wow.
really do. I really do. Because I think, the other guy. I mean, Conor. Right. I think Conor, what he did with talking and selling the fights is phenomenal. You're not going to beat that. That he can't beat. He'll never beat that. But this guy fought so many other guys, and he's proven it. His consistency has been there. I don't know. I mean, I can't. I think George was around. St. Pierre would be a tough one because I think he. Here's the difference. I mean, St. Pierre beat Bisping, but he's not going to fight at 85 again. And we know there's a lot of guys at 85 who would be a horrible matchup. I believe DC could fight anybody in the heavyweight or, light heavyweight. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
So I think for that reason, he's 100% at the top of the list. And, and John Jones, test him positive, throw that guy right out of the conversation. I say DC, and I hope he feels this in his head. He's probably the best guy ever. I mean, just for that reason, he could beat anybody in any way in those two weight divisions. Where I think George did beat Bisping, but Michael was at the end of his career, and I love Bisping, but I think Mike was looking to get out. You know what I mean? And how many other of those middleweights is George going to beat? I don't think that would have been a smart thing. You know what I mean? So I think DC's a totally different animal, if you're asking me.
All right, so if John Jones is able to come back and whatever happens with that previous test is gone, whatever. If he's back into the UFC fold, does a fight between DC and John Jones interest you? Because I think that's where if DC is going to beat John Jones, in my opinion, I think it's going to be at heavyweight.
Exactly. I'm going to agree with you on that. And look, let's face it, man. And again, to DC's credit, and this is what you have to love about the guy, he was a heavyweight. He dropped down because of his relationship with Kane. I mean, that alone, I think, for me, and I'm weird, you know what I mean? I like loyalty. I like
You
all
are
that
fucking
stuff.
weird.
You know what I mean? So, because what he even did, the selflessness of what he did for his buddy Kane to take the spotlight, and that might have been his natural weight class. Mm-hmm. And then he went down to 205, and he fought arguably, again, the best guy ever with John Jones. I don't know. I think I agree with you. I'd like to see that fight at heavyweight where DC belonged. But again, because of letting his friend shine, he went down to 205 and had a great fights at 205. Just couldn't get past one guy who obviously was a cheater. So I mean, it's hard to. I don't even want to put him in the conversation really. But at heavyweight, I would like to see that fight, and I'd love to see DC, redeem himself. Not even redeem himself, because I don't even like to talk like that, because we know what the situation was with the other thing. But time is running out for DC. I mean, I can't say. I mean, that fight's not going to happen before he's 40.
Yeah, I mean, he says he wants to retire by March of next year, right before his 40th birthday.
Right.
By the
So
time
if they can make it happen, fine. Because he looked like he's still ready to go, and he was on point the other night. So yeah, I don't know. I'd love to see the fight. I agree with you. That's where DC's most comfortable, obviously. But yeah, I think that guy is. You can't say enough good things, and if you really break it down on paper, I think everybody would agree with me on that.